What's up, folks? How's everybody doing? I think I'm the only one here at the moment. That's all right. Once people come in, we'll settle down. If not, I'll just call it a quick evening. I was here Monday night for my birthday. I hope everybody's doing good. Those are watching anonymously. Right now, I seem to be the only one. I know there's a lot going on. So let me check. See what's out there in the world right now. And I hope everybody enjoyed Gemma's upload. The Phantom Stalker, Bill and Dorothy Wacker. What a name. But that case reminded me of a couple cases, especially the one where these folks moved into a new home and started getting these letters about being watched. And then it got more so carried away that he was describing what was going on in the house, how many kids they had. It was creepy. I don't think they ever caught that person either. Well, hello, Mrs. Yeah, I haven't sent your tracker yet. I need to do that. But yes, how are you, dear? We didn't forget you. I just forgot to mail it. So send you an email. I gotta go get the receipt. I keep forgetting to grab it out of the car. But we'll get you taken care of. I felt so bad about that. It's just me and you right now, sweetie, I think. I hope you're having a good week so far and enjoying your time in your days. Mr. Jarvis, how are you doing, sir? What's up? Is anybody else streaming tonight? I didn't see anybody show up on my feed, but man, I'm not getting stuff. I'm going to have to go back through my thing again and check my subscriptions. But anyways, sad to hear news about forgive me, I forgot his name. I mean, I knew this guy. I didn't know him, but I watched him for years on all those shows. What was his name? The guy, the Bigfoot guy. Oh my God! Now I hate when I draw a blank like that. I can't stand it. Oh my goodness, Stephen Lee. I didn't sign out of Facebook, so that's good. What was his name? Just watching stuff on Jimmy Kimmel getting canceled. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've been keeping up on that, too. When I was looking for that guy's name. Was that fake, Chris, or was it real? The gentleman, the Bigfoot researcher that used to really started it all with everybody was sending their casts to Life is Pretty Mundane. Yeah, at the moment, other than the craziness going out in the world and the insanity that's going on. Yeah, it's been a pretty mundane day too. Kind of just ran errands today and kind of hung out and got a little bit done. Okay. Yeah, that Jimmy Kimmel stuff. I mean, a lot of them are going to get nailed. It's not just him. I guess they're going after a lot of people. Which, when you do stuff like that, what comes around goes around. Not everything is, it's not about free speech. These are private employers. Free speech is a contract between us and the government. Thank you, Chris, very much. I couldn't remember his last name, but I didn't want to say his first name until I remembered his last name. Jeff. Is it Meldrum? Is that how you say it? Yeah, the one that the taller gentleman. What did he pass the other day or something? I thought I saw somebody. Yeah, okay, he passed Thursday. Okay, last Thursday. mean, that just now showed up on my feed. Wow, that was late. Now I feel bad. You said that last week. Didn't you say that at Friday night or Saturday night? It's just crazy here sometimes. Thank you. I just couldn't remember his name. I thought you did. Yeah, it just now showed up in my feed. I'm like, I didn't look at the date on the thing, like ding dong. Yeah, I watched that guy forever, but I can talk. Yeah, I think she did once she remembered. It's all his picture, but I'll remind her. But she wasn't much. I mean, she was just getting into Bigfoot, so she doesn't know a lot of those people. You know, she's more the spooky stuff kind of woman and true crime. I hope everybody goes back and watches her video that was on just before this for 10/15 one. Yeah, she had problems loading it the other night. I mean, her internet was just giving her a run for the money. So, yeah. But it was a good one. Short. Make sure you watch it and let her know how you think. Go back. If you didn't watch last week's, watch that one too and tell her which way you liked it best. I liked last week. Once she gets comfortable, she won't really need to sit there. I know a lot of people give her hassle that it looks like, you know, it's obvious she's reading from a script. But she did really good last week. Yeah, you could tell she was nervous, but once you get comfortable, it'll be really good. But yeah, I'm going to have to stand and explain to her who he is. So I think when she sees his picture, she'll know. I don't know if she's seen his picture. She may have by now. Since I'm like real behind and didn't catch it. I knew you had said something, and just shows you how sometimes those nights get crazy. Oh, did it come out? Is it pretty funny? I always did like Futurama. I'll have to go check it out. Is that what is that? Where'd it go? I thought I had it. Which one is that on, Chris? Is that on the Hulu? Okay. Okay. I knew you meant Hulu, so cool, okay. Yeah, I gotta have him come back and give me his password so I can get on. I already paid for a bunch. I'm not gonna pay for it and him pay for it. Yeah, because I want to get caught back up on Alien Earth too, and I want to make sure I get him for when Prey 2 comes out. Did you see the teaser? I haven't watched the teaser yet, but I like Futurama. I'll have to go and make sure I catch up on that. Make sure I don't fall behind. I'll come down tomorrow and do it. He had a busy day. Watch it on Shadowbox. I may do that. Yeah, I thought about putting it on here. I've never checked it out. Maybe it's time I do. Is this a shadowbox.com? Is that what it is? If you got a link, drop a link. No, put it in the chat. Or send it to me. One of the two. I don't care. It's like I was we're trying to cut cable back. Oh, net? Okay, I want to make sure I get that right. I'm going to have to write that down. Where the heck did my pen go? There it is. Cool breeze. Thank you, sir. Like I always ask Travis, but he always forgets. But he gets crazy. He's always on the go, but he's young. But yeah, there's so much I gotta. I'm caught up on everything. Hey, Latro, long time to see. Did you make it to the gym yet, or your feet started bothering you, bud? Thanks for coming to the premiere too. We appreciate that. I get rid of my cable and phone last week. We'll save. Yeah. Well, we want to keep the internet, of course, because we have Spectrum, and it's really good in most parts. But the cable is just ridiculous. So I was screwing around just seeing what we have an LG 4K out in the living room, and apparently they have stations like a lot of movie stations and some regular stations. You hook an antenna up. Man, I was surprised. So Dad said, the only thing he complains about is he misses out on wrestling on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, sometimes Thursdays. But he doesn't miss, Monday night wrestling's on Netflix, and then they have Friday night. He can get both of those. So I'm trying to figure out, make sure I get his channels. They don't have like basic cable anymore, so. Feet not good. Oh, that's a bummer. Yeah, that was kind of me over the weekend a little bit. Spectrum Net by itself is 100, but you get streaming channels with. Yeah, and I thought about doing that too. They have a new box now, I guess. You could hook up to your TV that hooks right up to the internet. But that's still, you got to rent that stuff. You maybe pay for the equipment. That's what gets you. And then all the taxes and everything. Yeah, I think our internet's like, we've been with them forever. I think it's right now about $80-$90. But in most parts, I never have a problem. Unless somebody's screwing with the line or weather, storm comes through sometime. I've lost it a couple times going storms, but that's to be expected. So anybody doing anything exciting this weekend? Not much. I'm not sure if she's not sure she may stream Friday. I don't know yet. But I should be here Saturday night. Things are changing up, so you got a new modem and router. They don't hook to the TV. I have 5 gig speed. Oh, okay. No, they don't. They have a box. Now here they've been having, it's called Nano or something. And it's like a streaming box that goes with the cable, and you just hook it up, and it's like a cable box, but it's all the streaming channels. Plus, I guess, a few regular stations. I don't know. But I saw the advertisement when we went in and dropped off some. Because we got rid of a box. Because it was insane. Oh, downsizing? I hate the good old massive clean downsize project. I've been through that. If I get a new apartment, I will get Spectrum. I want to get a computer. Want to grow my channel and can't do much with just a phone. Yeah, it's hard with the phone. I don't know how people do it with their phone, honestly. I thought about streaming outside with my phone, and it was just awful. I still have my old box hook up to my TV. Oh, do you? I just, every time they change, we get new equipment or update their boxes. They update our boxes about every couple of years. Now I was told to stay on the internet boxes like the router and the Wi-Fi because they should be updated. But that's like, Gemma, she uses, I think it's either Verizon or T-Mobile or Boost, one of those. And like yesterday, their Wi-Fi was horrible. I mean, if you run too much, if you got too much Wi-Fi on, it screws with you. They replaced my router and modem with new ones. Yeah, they did mine too. About not too long ago because I even brought it up here. And that helped. I still don't like the Wi-Fi that they give us. I like to see something a little better. It's just one of these tall towers. That baby gets hot. It gets hotter than the router. And he has all that above me. So I use Wi-Fi on all my stuff. Usually don't have a problem. Every so often I'll get a little glitchy. Yeah, they do. They look like an air purifier. They do. They do. Big time. Yeah, I thought about putting a booster in my room. I'm definitely going to have to see how to get one for Gemma because they had a booster would probably help them a lot. But yeah, they're tall. They look just like an air purifier. I can make short videos, but not long enough to post them. In my longer poems and songs. Oh, yeah, I'm sure you. But you can do shorts. You can still put out shorts. Are you putting out shorts? If you are, why am I missing them? Am I not subscribed to you? It is under Vixen Doe, right? What's your channel under, Vixen? But yeah, it's hard to. I mean, Gemma records on her phone when she does recordings, I believe. But, you know, I'm trying to tell her to go to her camera when she records. Be easier for her. Oh, you're happy. I bet he is too upstairs. I'll have to make sure I catch it. Those channels I do have out in the living room. Yeah, I actually turned Pops on, I believe, the last 2 episodes that we watched. So, you know, the season. He was like, this is not bad. So, season 3. The next season's coming up. I didn't know it was Sunday, though. Giles didn't say anything. But like I said, he's been on the go. And like I said, his birthday's Monday, and he's going to be gone all day Saturday in Dayton working. And then Sunday, I guess they're going golfing. And I'm sure, I hope he takes Monday off, but if not, I didn't mind working on my birthday. I kind of wish I did this year, but I did in a way. Pretty quiet, casual evening. I believe, you know, I appreciate everybody that showed up Monday night for my birthday. That was nice. Well, I wanted to go longer, but I had to get up in the morning. I got to get up tomorrow morning. And then hopefully things chill out for a while. Well, because the rest of his appointments are in the afternoon, thank goodness. New Yellowstone spinoff is in the spring. Oh, Marshalls. I heard about that one. That I may check out. I liked Yellowstone. I liked like the first 3 seasons. But this is the thing, and then they kind of and then I lose interest. Or I just run out of time to watch them. I mean, I literally had a list. I finally watched everything on the list. It took me forever. And it's hard to binge watch unless I'm, you know, because when I'm up at night, when I can't sleep, I try to be more productive. Now, sometimes I'll run shows while I'm working or watch streams. Watching the Terminal List Dark Wolf series. Oh, really? Isn't it good? Well, hello, dear Al. Yes, I saw your post. Thank you for sending it. I haven't reached back out good. Between my birthday and everything, I've just been running around. Ooh. I hope you're having a good week so far, though, Al. Monday was Saturday night. A little too toasty. Like I said, Monday. The bacon. Here comes the bacon. And how's it in your neighborhood there, Al? I guess it was raining for Gemma earlier today. Anybody else getting rain up north there? It's a hoot so far. It's a hoot. Give a hoot, don't pollute. I used to have one of those shirts. I also had one of those how many licks it take to get to the center of the lolly Tootsie Roll with the owl. I wonder what ever happened to those shirts. So it's like a fun, exciting evening. I did that on just the middle of the week kind of this time. And I'm not really I'm in a great mood. But yeah, folks, if you didn't watch the premiere, please go back and watch the premiere that she had earlier. That was a good one. That's another one of those weird cases. Yeah, what is it about these people moving into homes and then freaky people come out? Those poor elderly folks. Wow, what the? Okay, there we go. Oh, it's weird. My screen blinked. One more episode of Alien Oak to go, then it's all over. Yeah, I got to catch the last 3, so the last 4. No, last 3. I got to watch the first 2, 3. And I was sneaking. I was going upstairs and watching him on his TV. Oh, thank you, Vixen. Okay. Ew. Let me do this. I'm going to subscribe now. Subscribe now. That way I have it in front of me. Instead of writing the stupid thing down, just go to it. And go. Let's see where we go. I'm trying to find you where to go. It didn't pop up. That's weird. Did I get that right? Yeah, I got that right. Drop the link. You should be able to put it in there. That's weird. It didn't go to you. Huh. So weird. I'll find it. It's not on next week. It's not. Yeah, I'll find out why they didn't show up. But I will, once I find out, I'll really look. I will watch. Let me try something here. That was weird. Maybe I just. Did you see the cast of the? Yeah, and I'm not really like, wow. Yeah, wow. We'll see. I'm going to go back and re-look at it later because I'm not sure. But we'll see. I don't know why if they remake it again. Unless they're going to pick up where they left off or something. That's wild. Yeah, I don't know if it'll be any good or not. The list I saw didn't look great. Who was all in it? Wait, Jason Momoa won't be too bad. Andrew, I know of him. I've seen some of his stuff. I'm not Koji. Everyone hates the old one. Yeah, I know they do. It's so hammy. Roman Reigns, Andrew Schultz, Oliver Peck, Noah. I don't know Noah. 50 Cent will be good in it. I remember Giles saying something about that. But Dave never could say his last name. Cody Rhodes. Isn't that Randy Rhodes' son? Klein and Dan. Dan. They don't have Chin Lee yet. I wonder who they're going to get for Chin Lee. It sucked. Yeah, it was just so hammy and goofy. I mean, I think they tried to save it with certain people with names, and it just... I haven't watched it in years. Okay, that's what I know him from. Okay. Got you. Thank you, Chris. I thought he looked familiar. I'm looking at him going, I know this guy. I know I've seen him in something. Okay, that makes sense. I think I've actually seen him in some Japanese stuff, too. Well, it'll be good. I mean, we'll see. It's got to be better than the first one. Yeah, I just looked at the list. It just took me to Google search. Yeah, it just took me to Google search. Yeah, I just looked at the list. I just Googled it. No, according to the list that I was looking at, 1 second. According to this, they didn't have Chin Lee picked yet. Yeah, they didn't have Chin Lee or Dan picked yet. Wait, hold on. They show these ads for the animes are not bad. Okay, here we go. I'm looking at the cast now. Okay, thank you, Chris. They have a whole cast picked. Yeah, I now see. I just found it. We got Chun Li is chill. Okay. Buka. Oh, he's playing Boka. Of course, he's going to play Bison, David. I believe Cody Rhodes was Randy Rhodes' wrestler son, isn't it? Confused a lot. Yeah, I know the Rhines used to play for the NFL. It looks like it's a pretty good cast. 50 Cent playing Blog. That's cool. A couple of people I don't know though. Yes, Cody. Yeah, I thought he was. I remember when he wrestled. My link isn't working. Yeah, I tried like 3 times and it wouldn't show up, Vixen. You may have to find out what's happening. But no, I actually just typed your name in search. Usually that will take you to the creator. And it wouldn't come up. I even tried it with the numbers. The numbers, for a while there, they were using numbers on us. Sometimes you see them in comments. It's like a code. You might have to check that out. That's wild. And it's not uncommon, Vixen. It's not. So you might want to check that out. I would check your studio first. YouTube studio. Go there and find out what's going on. See if there's anything. That's bummers. Yeah, because because I was subscribed to a bunch of people. And I have to go back and constantly check my subscriptions. Because some of them just disappear. And I try to catch, and I have a pretty good list, and I try to watch everybody on my list. I watch a couple new ones that kind of fade away, and I just delete them because they don't post anymore. They run my NFL and has been the biggest wrestler in the past 5 years. That's, well, also I know him, Dad, because Giles was telling Dad that he was going to be in a movie. That's what it was. But I knew he was an NFL player. Yeah, I'm glad I pulled that up. I'm surprised Giles didn't show me yet. I'm sure he's seen it. Yeah, I'm kind of hoping this will be better because that one sucked. And the animes are not bad. I've watched all the anime movies, and they had a little series going. Those aren't bad, but they're definitely more adult oriented. So, ooh. Yeah, I'm playing with my hair. I've been running all day. Make sure you tell me, Vixen, if you get it working again so I can go back and subscribe. I think I was actually subscribed to you at once. Yeah, I have to keep playing with my YouTube. The chat screen keeps blacking out on me. Just noticed they are missing an actor to play. Oh, the Indian guy. Yeah. Maybe they're not going to introduce him yet. Especially if it turns out to be good, you got to save some characters for maybe a sequel if they get a chance to do it, even though we know what usually happens with sequels in most cases. But yeah, he was one of my favorite characters. And the other guy, was Buka. I believe it's Buka. And the weird creature guy. That's the other dude. I'm thinking, where did I find that? Let me find that. I had it. Okay, who are the new characters? There's new characters that will be. Oh, in the following characters will join Street Fighter 6. Oh, they're getting ready another one? They're going to even release a new game. Oh, wow. Okay, cool breeze. Sea Viper, Sayed, Alex, Ingrid. I didn't even know they would release a new one. Makes my screen dark when I have the other screen up. So we had the CEO of the biggest barbecue place fired here because he made a video about Charlie. Yeah, it's happening all over. And I don't feel bad for him. I mean, here's my view. You make a comment, that's fine. But when it's about somebody, anybody, I don't care who the person is, when you make fun of a passing like that, it's just disgusting and demon-like. And And I don't consider myself a Democrat or a Republican. Yeah, I tend to lean a little bit more to the conservative side because I'm a Christian. But anybody's talking like that's just uncool. Yeah, they canned his butt. So, they're going after Hassan, right? And Destiny. They're going after all of them because these guys were openly talking violence. Lots of people that were there are traumatized. Oh, I know, because there were children there. And I can imagine his kids. And you heard what happened today. I don't want to get too much into this because this will be considered political talk and it will screw with her algorithm. But I will say this, because she's not ready to do that yet. He is too. I agree with you, Chris. Gemma don't like him either. And I definitely don't like him. I don't like either one of them. Hassan, they're both just. Anyways, it's just bad and it's got to stop. I don't care who you are. World's crazy. They're doing a pretty good job now dividing us, and that's all I'll say about that. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people traumatized by this. Good, It's not good, but hopefully it wakes people up, and it looks like it has. A bunch of people. Oh, I know. He is. He is more than just trash, dude. He's another demonic little demon running around. I shouldn't say that. I'll probably get in trouble, but I got to watch because I don't want to get Gemma in trouble. And I'll keep my opinion. This is why most of the time I keep my opinions to myself. Because, I try to give everybody a chance, but there are those that's beyond that now. And when you're traumatizing kids and threatening people's lives just because of the way they think, it's just not good. I don't care who you are. It's not good. That's not the way things should be. That's not the way God meant it to be. But this has all been prophesied. Not his particular passing, but what is happening worldwide. But that's my opinion. So let's lighten up the chat. Yeah, I just want to see people prosper and grow. Not deal with each other in a bad way. If that makes sense. Because I love everybody that comes in here. I care about everybody that comes in here. And if you don't believe things I believe, that's fine. I may not agree with you either, but let's sit down. If you don't want to talk about it, that's fine too. But, it's about humanity and being decent to each other. It's under Vixen. Okay, Vixen. Okay, I'll go back and check it and get it down. Okie dokie. Thank you, sweet. But yeah, I'm a God-fearing man. But I don't, and for a man who almost became a minister, I could preach to you guys, but at this moment in time, I don't think it's time yet. But it's getting there. And if I do that, I will go to my own channel and do that. So I don't think I'd destroy Gemma's channel. Because things are changing. Everybody's changing. She wants to keep things rocking. So we're going to do that. Have fun while we do it. Not sure why her channel gets in trouble. I watch folks all the day who say oh, I know. But she has gotten her share of what I call yellow Dillons. They take away your commercials or something to help you make money. And it sucks. Because there are channels out there a lot worse. But see, that's another thing. A lot of those channels make them money or just don't care. Oof. That's right, Latra. Make hay while the sun shines. That's right. But yeah, it definitely, it's not just about getting in trouble. It screws with the algorithm too. And I've seen that. I've looked at her statistics, her stats, and it does mess with the algorithm a little bit. But that's going to change. And we're discussing Rumble and what we might do on there. And we are thinking about streaming Fortnite together, maybe with a couple extra people. Oh, for sure, Al, for sure. I totally agree with you, Al. And there's a lot of it. And it's not just bias, it's about who's making the money. You know, it's like they hate Salty, but they, oh, excuse me. One sec. Yeah, YouTube doesn't like Salty at all. Salty Cracker. And they've tried to, they've shut him down a couple times and he wins the cases. But he makes them too much money. That's why he only streams like half his show on YouTube and then he just shuts it off and goes and finishes off on Rumble. And I don't blame him. With my low BS tolerance. I doubt there'll be see, that's why violence begets violence. Bad words begets bad words. And that don't solve anything. When you have subs and afford a video to be, see, that's the other thing too, Chris. He's pretty much huge though. Yeah, he is very huge. But man, I remember there was a couple times when he first switched over because he used to do game stuff. And when he switched over, he got all kinds of slack. And then he started raking in the people. I mean, that guy makes cash just in tips alone. Oof. Well, hello, Miss Cindy Lee. How are you tonight, my dear? I hope you're having a good week so far. Mine's been pretty okay. Just trying to watch time. I have an 6 o'clock alarm going on. Pop's got to be at the doctor's at 9. Yes, we are. I'm a little older than Gen X. I'm more of a boomer, I think. So I don't know what our age difference is, Chris. I think I knew it one time. I forget. Everybody tells me their age, and I always forget. It's hard to believe I'm my age. But there's days I feel it. If it wasn't for the issues, I'd probably be running all over God's green earth. And that still may happen. Be like a gray wolf and go get me a nice trailer. And go wander around for a while. People hear what they want. Yeah. But that's the thing. People hear and interpret things the way they want to. Doing all right. I think we're just all kind of doing the thing. That's for sure. Right now, I've kind of put everything. Hold on, I've been focusing now on just one thing at a time. 1965. Yeah, see, I was born before 1965, so I'm a boomer. My dad is what they call the silent generation. You always said you would retire in Rachel, Nevada. There you go. Well, I have a number of ideas. Once Pop goes, and depending on what the son does, I have a couple things I may do, a couple of plans, but I always have like plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D. Then again, I am a Virgo. I'm a millennial. Yes, you are. You millennial, you. That's all right. I respect you. Yeah. Yeah, but I'm just an old boomer. And you millennials and Gen Xers. I'm a late boomer. Or you mean a late bloomer? No, I'm a boomer. I'm right on that at the end there. That's the truth, Chris. I don't know. He's 93 years old, man. I know there's a lot of them now. I didn't realize. I was scrolling and checking some things out. There's a lot of people living past 100 at the moment. I know one guy that just turned, I think, 102. And then there's a lady, I think, out there, an older lady over on the other side of the earth that just turned like 103 or 104. But yeah, I mean, some of them are still sticking around. Dad goes, where they're all at? Well, guy around the corner. Out of 3 guys that lived in this neighborhood for years, 2 of them had been here since the beginning that neighborhood was built. And them and my dad were all like 93 and 94 years old. And Jerry passed. So it's just dad now and the guy around the corner. And I think they're both 93. I think Jerry was 94. Would have been 94. It's like that one short Gemma did about why am I still here? I'm just getting along with the grace of God and ibuprofen. And that I should doubt dad because that's an understatement. Theological lifespan 120 based on telomere design, Dr. Cuffy. My generation is the we don't give an F. Yeah, well, and there's a lot of generations, actually, a lot more generations like that than people realize. Because the silent generations of that is at the point where they just don't care anymore either. You get to be over 80, 90 years old, you don't care. I get it when he says that. I really do. And to be their age and watch what's going on right now, probably driving all of them nuts. I think I was outside. I think I got my first mosquito bite all year. Gen Z is horrible. My generation is what it is what it is. Yeah. I agree with you there. What it is, what it is. That's like when I tell people I know who I am and what I am. What all I can tell you. Criticize me ain't gonna do no good. I was born in 70, so I'm an X. See, I was born in 63. And it's pretty weird. I was born in 63. My dad turned 93 in June. I turned 63 last Monday. Giles turns 33. So the men all line in some crazy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There are hundreds. Yeah. Actually, me and Dad were. I don't know. I think we were at the VA, a veteran hospital. My dad passed it. He lied about his age. You see, my dad lied about his age to get to Korea. So he joined out service. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, we were talking. We were at the vets, and he got to talking to this guy, and he started talking about World War II. And Dad was like, "How old are you?" And he goes, "I'm 102." And Dad was like, "Oh my gosh." He passed in 1989, 98. I knew you didn't mean 29, 98. That I was going to say. You're all good fixes. The real ones, 150, 240, can be found on the Social Security rolls. Oh, there are people out there that have lived a long time. Oh, yeah. I don't know what the Guinness, I think the 240 is, in newer days, is the record. But you look at biblical times, these guys lived to be 300 years old. Lots of young boys signed up in World War II, lied about it. Yes, they did, Al. And he did the same thing. A lot of them did the same. Well, other than the Vietnam, a lot of kids did the same thing in the wars between that, including Korea. Dad lied. Well, a lot of the, let's just say, less fortunate kids. And my dad wasn't from a rich family. Wasn't from a poor family, but it wasn't from a rich family. And 9 kids. I mean, come on. Fewer than 65,000 left worldwide. They say they will be dead by. Well, we'll see. But that wouldn't surprise me with everything and the way the world's changing, especially right now. No. Someone might outlive all of us. We got 5 to 20 years apart. There was some weird paranormal sounding crap that went down on D-Day that a German veteran talked about. You know the weird stuff that went down on D-Day? There's a lot of, if you go and really look and scour through the histories of that particular invasion, there's a lot of weird stuff that went down. But some of the weirdest stuff I've heard come out of any war so far has been Vietnam. I've heard some weird, wild stories come out of there. Yes, exactly, Latra. But then again, I think everywhere, even Korea, you get these really wild stories from UFOs to cryptids. Do you know what that was on? Al, I wouldn't mind listening to that. If you got it, let me know. I love listening to that stuff. He does. In fact, I think he even deleted his channel. He used to talk about the weird stuff during the wars. And then I just couldn't find him anymore. I had him subscribe, and when I went to his channel, it was dead. Like he hadn't posted anything for like a year. I don't know if he passed. And then when I went back to check on it again, it was gone. It no longer existed. I could probably go back to the Wayback Machine and see if I could find it there. He talked about something being angered by what was happening. It killed Americans. And now, see, I've heard stories like that before, where something's come in and just did everybody. And it seemed to be out of anger. My uncle was a Barrett colonel in Nam. He saw rock apes at least 6 times, killed 2 of his men. My uncle Junie, I believe he was a Marine. But I didn't know him very well. It was my mom's brother. He kind of looked like Elvis, the sideburns, the whole thing. He did a bunch of tours. And I would hear him talking to my brothers. And he told them some weird stories about the rock apes, and UFOs. Apparently, he's seen a share of flying objects there too. Didn't go, but I was so young, I didn't hear. I don't remember hardly any of the stories, and he's no longer with us. I would have loved to sat down and recorded all those stories. I had a guy who actually used to be one of my teachers. He was a vet, a Vietnam vet, a Korean vet too. He was a lifer, and he'd been in the service like forever. And some of the stuff he told me, especially about ghosts and ghosts in camps and barracks. I had an insane dream where I was lounging around some apartment, apparently with a girlfriend, and the girl was Dula Lipa, and I didn't think anything of it. Wow. Okay, the Solomon Islands. Yeah, okay. Man, all these pop-ups, Chris. But yeah, okay, yeah. I've seen that book. I probably read it a while back. That's an old book. Yeah. Okay, yeah. This is the same kind of stuff that he talked about. I don't think he ever, but see, I don't remember all of his stories because I was so young. And I only met him. I only seen him with my mom and my brothers like a very few times. He was always on the go when he got out. By the U.S. and Japanese Army, I would believe that. Yeah, because I know it happened on a lot of those islands. They ran into weird stuff. So, yeah, I'll go back and read it. I flagged it, so I bookmarked it. So, but I'll read it and I'll probably go, oh, I probably heard this story. I know I've seen the book. D-Day Through German Eyes is the book I read that from. There might still be a free audio version of it on YouTube. I'll find it. What's the is it just D-Day, or if you can give me the name of the book, Al, I'll find it. There's a lot of book places up here, so, and I do visit a lot of them. I had to sell when I was having chemo and everything. Not only did I sell a lot of my collectibles, I sold a lot of my books. I didn't realize how many books I sold until I moved into here. Dad was on I know Ground the canal. Yes. Oh, Willie. My dad was stationed there for a bit too. Oh, that is the name D-Day Through. Okay, thank you. Dum. I'm such a dum. Yeah, I'll definitely go look for it. I like to have the book. I'm one of those guys that like it. I don't mind listening because I have a couple of Gemma's books on audio until I can get the copies. But I'm a guy that likes to sit down and read. I sit in my bed and read my books. Or I'll sit here and put my feet up on my bed, lean back. They were fighting pissed and giant couple off. They were and pissed the giant couple. Oh, I'm sure eating us and Japanese both armies had. Yeah, I know that story. Yeah, I'll have to go back and read it, but I think I know this story. Actually, I think there's a video. Is it Dark History? One of the ones I watch. I think in one of his older videos, he actually talks about this story. Yo ho ho. Huh? Latra. Did you try soaking your feet in some Epsom salt or just some lukewarm water and then change it from heat to cold? But I also have a hammer and some duct tape. We might be able to fix them right up for you. Yeah, see, those are the same stories I heard from one of my teachers, that they had fought these rock apes in Nam. And I heard the same thing about guys in Korea fighting these things or dealing with them. Now, I don't know about fighting them, but I know they were dealing with them. The teacher in Nam said that they would sneak in. They didn't. I don't know if they caught him. I'll have to sit down and have him. He's still around, so see if I can catch him and have him tell me the stories again and record them. Said they were sneaking in and stealing their supplies and going through their stuff. When I get a toe hurt and I think a taser might help. Sometimes, and I have a friend that has electric shock attached to him for his back. He says it helps. Helps stimulate the nerves. My uncle said rock apes were smaller. Yeah, that's what I've always took it as when I've heard of them too. They were smaller versions of basically a Bigfoot. I mean, you got to think, if there's one, there's more than one. And two, if they're seen all over the world, there's got to be different species. I mean, look at us. We're kind of the same, but we're all very different. Inside, we're all the same, but we are different. So I can imagine that with any living species. Stories of the rock apes, Bigfoot type creatures in the jungle. Oh, they're all over the place. And you hear a lot of them, especially during our World War II, during the Japanese, when we were fighting the Japanese on the islands. Heard the same thing in Korea, Nam. Sticking with rock shrimp. The ones in World War II were giants over 220 feet, though. Now, I heard that not all of them were giants. Now, the ones in Japan, the Japanese, I think they are kind of like the same things. And I don't know if I would have called them Bigfoots or giants, because from the descriptions I heard, they were just a little hairier than what the stories that come out of Afghanistan. So I have to sit down and research that. I never really, all the giant stuff that I did was all about the history. Maybe I need to sit down and really look into the wars and all the giants we're seeing and the Bigfoot and everything, the cryptids that were seen during the war. That might not be a bad little side project. Because I know giants have been seen during wars too. That's on, wait a minute. Go back here for a second. I want to look this up. Nah, you butt. Hold on 1 second. I thought I bookmarked it. But the Solomon Island were giants, yes. Okay. That picture looked like the rock apes. That's why I said that. Now I got to sit down and read this. I will do that later tonight. Because I know the ones in Solomon Islands were giants. Ooh, go back. What did I miss? They weren't hairy. Yeah, okay. They were human, like the ones in Afghanistan, right? And I got to go back and dig all that stuff back up. You get my brain going. There's something about gravity that limits our height. Well, one of the reasons, I don't know if Chris will agree with me, because he's big on this stuff too. You know, the reason dinosaurs were so big because the oxygen was so much purer. So things back in the days were so much purer. The oxygen allows you. So, and now that we're kind of destroyed a little bit. Well, it's also age too, but giraffes are elaborate systems. Yeah, they are actually. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, there was so much more oxygen back then, and the air was pure. Things grew bigger. Trees were bigger, much bigger than people realize. I was just going to bring up dinos up. I know you're a big dino guy. I was more into the kaijus, but now I'm going back. Because I know kaijus a lot. Like, anyways, I've always loved dinosaurs, but it's like Giles. He's a big dinosaur kid. One of my grandkids, Ashley's boy, he loves dinosaurs. I mean, he is so he's hung up on the Jurassic Parks. He may not care. He goes, I don't care about the movies. I just love the dinosaurs. And I made him a Godzilla fan, and he immediately got into dinosaurs. The Ice Age were huge. Yes, they were. A lot of fauna was huge. Can you imagine the plant life? If the plant life was that big, could you imagine? We already know how big some of the insects were, and that was during the Ice Age. I prefer Ice Age mammals, actually. Do you really? That's cool. Like the mammoths and all that, saber tooth. They would still be considered an Ice Age animal, wouldn't they? Saber tooth. So when you guys start breaking them down in categories, that's where I get lost. My grandkid does it. I'm like, dude, you got into this way deep, man. And I love it as it is. Because he collects all those Jurassic Park animals, and he's trying to find the two of the Hammond series. It's like, damn, I didn't know there was so many of them. I guess I can't say anything with all the Batman and Godzillas and what I used to have. And I'm trying to build that up a little bit. I'm not going to get too carried away. Though my last collection did save my butt. Ugh. But it's a pain to keep dusted. Yes, they are. Yes, they all died at the end of between. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I figured they were. So basically, all the animals, all the dinos and everything in Ice Age they're pretty accurate, right? You know what I'm talking about, the animated movie Ice Age. All those animals are probably pretty accurate species for that time, right? I always wondered that. I know the huge sloths were around then, and the turtle-like creatures. Big turtles basically was what they were, right? The ones they're finding shells of now down in South America or something, they keep finding these huge armadillos or something like that. But I've got a cartoon with dinos looking at a meteor and commenting, there goes the economy. That sounds like a Far Side one. I loved Far Side. Some were not alive at the same time and as others. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I learned something every day. I love learning. That's why I ask questions when I need to, especially when I'm not sure about it. And I'll admit when I'm wrong. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I asked somebody that, and I don't think I ever got an answer. But yeah, I love the Far Side. That sounds like an old Far Side one. Now you got a bunch of comets coming around us. You know that, right? Meteors and comets. Yeah, I know Jurassic Park's not accurate at all. Yeah, I know that. That I did know. That they were great to watch. Yeah, even Ant-Man or Anthony, that's my grandkid from Ashley. He even says none of that's accurate. It's very rare. No, how do you put it? It's not even close. Some of them are not even close to being accurate. And now they're just making things up. Which I get to make it scarier. I mean, they might as well made the one dinosaur a giant alien, a xenomorph. So that's what it looked like. You didn't like that movie, did you? Yeah, I know the velociraptors were not very big at all. And they made them like human size. That's they put the fear in you, I guess. Hey, Carl, what's up, bud? How you doing? Let's get it started. Buddy, we've been going for a little over an hour now. So we've been started. What's up? Yeah, I'll probably shut it down about 12:30. Give me a head start to get a couple things done and then get myself ready to get up in the morning if I sleep. But I do need to do a few things before I can try to get comfortable and settle in for the night. Well, they made it look like that on purpose. Oh, I know they did it to up the fear factor a little bit. But yeah, if you look at it, there's which one is it? In one of the Predator movies where they have them all displayed, there is a creature that kind of looked like that dinosaur, not the xenoform, not the xeno, whatever. But there was another creature like a dinosaur. It looked like a huge T-Rex, but it's got a big, and I can't remember, was it? Maybe it was in one of the comic books. I thought that's where they stole it from. But I haven't seen that one. I haven't seen that movie yet. I haven't sat down to watch it. I've heard so many mixed reviews, but I'll probably watch it. A lot of those I watched, now that I know we got a good go, I try to watch them all in a row before I catch up. Watch the the new one. Well, I've never seen that happen in my StreamYard chat. Carl's and Chris's ended up in the same box. That's weird. Good. Now, we're just hanging out, Carl. How you doing this week? Are you having a good week so far? Hump day's over, so we're into Thursday. So weekend's almost here. I'm late because I worked in hard rain. Was only supposed to light rain. Do you live up north or out west? I know they were getting rain up north. Are you getting rain, Vixen, or anybody that lives northeast? Gemma said it was raining pretty good for them when Little Man came home. She said it was pouring down. We haven't had nothing. We could use rain. This is probably just as dry down there, Chris, as it is up here. It's horrible here. It's so dry. South Louisiana. Oh, you're definitely probably getting rain. I know they were getting rain down there earlier. What's temperature like? You're probably still in the 80s right now? We are at 64, which is nice. The days have been heating up, but the nights are cooling down. But as soon as it gets cool, it starts to heat right back up again. And we're supposed to be in the 90s this weekend. I think Friday and Saturday. The Distortus Rex or D-Rex, Mutant Dinosaurs, an upcoming film, Jurassic World Rebirth was explicitly inspired by, yeah, okay, along with the Rancor from Star Wars. Okay, that makes sense. That definitely makes sense. I think we need more cryptid movies. I mean, when's it been a while? It's been a while since we haven't had like a B movie. I want a high quality Bigfoot movie, a Squatch movie. I think it'd be cool to make a movie about what happened in Alaska. That would be a good horror movie up there on that island. The rain stopped, but now I'll wake up at 3 a.m. to fix it because we have plastic on casing tonight. Oh, bummers. Yeah, it does. Never thought about that before, but it's got the bulbous forehead. Yeah. And it makes sense. I mean, if you're going to merge two creatures, I guess that would be perfect. I want a new Gamera movie. And I like to see Toho. I like to see its production company sell to Toho. I could even sell it to Universal so they can put him in with the Monarch series or something. People went into Alaska, they got eaten, and but just like what kind of a great movie that would, a horror, especially a horror movie. If you took that setting and made a good cryptid horror movie. Yeah, because that is probably one of my favorite Bigfoot cases, only because nothing, you couldn't do anything about it, and it's scary because it really puts the fear of God in you about what's really out there. We will do a guard watch 3 hours on, 3 off because couldn't finish in thunderstorm. Oh yeah, and it's not good to work in a thunderstorm. Oh, so you're getting real storms down there. Like we could just use rain right now. Just a good day of rain would help a lot. It was nice and cool. Then it just we're getting like a extra heated Indian summer, I guess. I don't ever be in. It's been a long time since I remember September being really this warm. There you go. Oh, okay. Yes, Popeye the Sailor. Yeah, I started to actually watch Popeye the Slayer Man. Um, I keep seeing it in the streams, and I'm like, should I watch this for the crap? And I watched Winnie Pooh and Blood and Honey. That was a weird movie. I haven't watched the other one with where they basically scammed on Mickey Mouse too. Hey, Popeye was actually one of my favorites because one of my favorite cartoons of Popeye cartoons is the Aladdin one. I remember getting up and seeing that, and I'm like, oh God, it was awful. Was it really? Did you watch it? It was that bad? Yeah, I keep wanting to click it. I keep, oh, should I watch it? Should I watch it? And then I keep saying, nah, I'll save it for like a boring night when I can't sleep. And Pooh, Blood, and Honey, that was just, and I, like I said, I hadn't seen the Mickey Mouse one yet. Mousetrap, is that what it's called? All of them are probably, yeah, they're all B movies. You know, those people have been sitting on those scripts as soon as they knew the copyright was coming up on. Excuse me. We need to do a movie where you go after dog Bigfoot and Dogman with only the peeps in this chat. We'll call it Chatter's Gone Quiet. Oh, I can imagine. They would just made. I mean, it was obvious blood and honey. As soon as they said they already had a movie ready for it, when the copyright came up, I started laughing. I go, I guess they just got the whole list just waiting. Yeah, because I believe they have a couple more coming up soon, too. I have to go look. That Christopher, that poo movie was a joke. It was so bad, but it was kind of fun. I got a few giggles out of it. Like, come on, man. You gotta, make fun of that crap. If you're gonna do it right. Just don't crack something together with crappy script and throw it on the screen. But there are a few movies that are coming out I really want to watch. No, I was not really pleased because I liked the first two. But that one, I was kind of disappointed. Like, I think I actually turned it off like halfway through. I was like, come on. And then I think they're going to make one more. Aren't they supposed to make one more? Or was that, because I didn't watch the end, but everybody says it pretty much ends it right there at the end. So, but they probably have more, side gigs like they did with the doll. And that'll probably be a movie too, since those ding dongs took it out of its case, Annabelle out of its case. Well, they didn't take it out of the case, but they moved the case around. I bet somebody will write a movie or a documentary about that crazy stuff too, because everywhere that thing went, trouble happened. And I believe the one guy did pass. We all need 2 volunteers. So nope. So we can put a pork chop on. How do you know they'll even go after a pork chop? That's the day. Funny how they made 4 movies off something that ended 35 minutes after the owners kicked them out. Like I said, I watched it about halfway and I was like, man, why? And I just turned it off. I don't even remember most of the beginning at all. I just couldn't get into it. I may try again. Sometimes I do that. Damn it. Sorry about that. Talking too much. What time we got? Oh, about 5 or 10 more minutes. I'm not going to rush off. Yeah, well, they do that with a lot of movies too. I'll go show you. You've been okay, brother? It's been hot still, 89, 91. Yeah, right now we're at 67. I'm good. I'm just hacking because I'm talking and, it's just the vocal ability I have now right now is not the greatest. So I do sometimes feel a little struggling when I'm with you guys. And it drives me out. I take medication and it drives me out and sucking water down. Trying to keep myself loose. My voice loose. But yeah, I'm good. Got no complaints. It hasn't been a bad week. Well, we had one incident but with Pop, but you fall down. Sometimes you fall. But other than that, birthday was good. It was good and chilled. I got a few things done. That's all I've done this week is little bits of here and there. It's just been go, go, go this week. I got a list of things I need to get emailed out that I haven't even gotten to yet. The whole meeting between the Warrens and the Conjuring family lasted about, 35 minutes? Yeah, that's about right. They never went back after, yeah. Well, see, that's the thing with some of this store, with some of that stuff, is they had to make it bigger than it was in order for it to sell. But the problem with that is you really don't get the whole context of the story and what happened. But yeah, I know it only lasts. I think it was like an hour. They only spent like an hour with him or so. The Warrens were interesting people. I did see them lecture in Penn State. They were very nice. Ed was very cordial. She definitely was a proper lady, as you would put it. Very nice people. Answered questions. Tony Spro said it's all bull, and so was Andy. Oh, Andy definitely was hyped up way more than it should have been. And then that family just fed off the attention. Oh yeah, I'm not saying. I liked, and they were the lecture we went to was really nice. It was really cool. I learned a lot, and they were nice people. But yeah, you kind of sit there and go, "There's more to it than this," But I'm not going to knock them because they were nice people. But yeah, some of it probably was bull, especially the stuff that were added for the movies and stuff. The books, some of the books I've read was pretty obvious, hyping it up, hyping stuff up. But there were things in their lives that were legit and crazy. Yeah. And Tony, I think Ed was full of himself. Oh, definitely. He was. It came off as it, but I mean, he was a nice guy. I mean, he was very cordial. Like I said, he was very cordial, very nice, answered questions. But yeah, you could tell he was pretty much kind of a little, proud of himself. And Elaine, from when I met her, she seemed kind of the opposite of him. I mean, she was a proper lady. But she was tiny thing. Yeah, I expected her to be a little taller than she was, but she kind of reminded me of my Aunt Glad. Bro, I was shocked. I mean, the only reason I got to go was I worked with a girl kind of dating her at the time. She was going to Ohio State. She was there for her freshman year when we were going out. She worked with me at Bonanza. And her dad was a professor. Can't even remember. I think it was business. But she had told him I was big into the paranormal stuff. And he goes, well, they're coming. You guys want to come? So we drove on a Saturday. Yeah, now we get Zach. And eye rolls is an understatement. And his apology video that he put out was a joke. He's a joke. He's a mama's boy. And a little bit of a narcissist, too. But he's definitely a mama's boy. I never liked him. Even though some of the series was pretty good, but he is another one that's just full of himself, and he's a mama's boy. And it's like freaking Discovery Channels, like Travel Channel that now show these shows and History Channel. They run Ghost Adventures like crazy now. They have like 2 or 3 days. That's all they show, and it's like, what are you trying to keep them alive? It's not going to help. He's already hurt his reputation. The show's pretty much ran its course. That's like Ghost Hunters. I mean, Ghostbusters. Ghost Hunters. I loved it when it first came on. Then was it Jason that got busted for setting it up at the S.D.N.Y with his kids in the basement, using his kids as ghost voices. And that kind of hurt the show for a while. And then they did the Ghost Hunters International, which was okay, but some of those people were not the best. Thing with Zach is every time he changes a geist, he just challenges a ghost. A geist. I don't know why I read that like that, Chris. I'm sorry. You're just waiting for him to be body slammed by one. I would love to see that. But he puts on a pretty good act, though. He's definitely a showman. Yeah, he's definitely a showman. But you kind of have to be. Because, you know, it's like a lot of people don't realize when these ghost shows, and even on YouTube, these guys that go do these paranormal investigations, you know, sometimes it's days, weeks. You have to go back 4 or 5 times before you catch anything. It's very lucky if you get anything on the first try. And that's pretty rare. And I don't think people realize that. Mm-hmm. And you don't see that. I would love to see a paranormal show. Be honest. Go to an investigation and go, what about that? Yeah, that would be boring, but at least they'd be honest. There's like a bunch of YouTube paranormal investigators, and they're all over. You know, you go to any of the countries, there's like thousands of them that, you know, do YouTubes. But I like the ones from like the Philippines and Nam and all those islands that they have paranormal. Ghost Hunters takes time. Yes, it does. And I don't think people who watch these shows realize that. All of them. I used to do it as well. Yeah, I used to do it. I stopped for a lot of reasons, but, you know, and I'm still being asked by one guy to go back out with him, and I won't do it. It gets pretty boring. Yeah, it does. I mean, like when we used to do the TV thing and use the TV for white noise, we'd go to a place 3 or 4 times and not get anything. And then go back out of a fluke just one night when we were bored and actually get something. I mean, but I always say when you go looking for it, it seems harder to find. When you go unprepared is when stuff really happens. Yeah, and it gets pretty boring. You sit around and end up talking. We went to one place for this lady's house back in 77. And I was up when I first started. We sat there for an entire week. Every night we went back every night for a week. But she still sweared even after we told them, look, we didn't catch nothing. We were here a week. I guess one of the guys went back a couple times. A couple of the guys went back a couple times, but I never asked if they caught anything. That pretty much had changed with a lot of people back then. And I just won't do it now. And the reason he's asking me is because I've been bugging him about trying to find the tapes, the VHS tapes, from the times we used the TV and actually caught stuff. Another guy has that stuff. Nobody can get a hold of him. And I'm hoping he still has them. But that was many moons ago. I would like to get them converted digital and go through them again. Some of that stuff was pretty damn creepy. Ugh. And it's one of the reasons why I kind of stopped doing. Ugh. And then I saw it, and then years later I watched the movie White Noise, and that definitely that was like, I'm glad I stopped, even though this is just a movie, because we saw some weird stuff. But ghost hunting is, the only way you make seeing these guys, some of these like places now, some of these investigators are now charging. A lot of it back in my day, they did it for free. And the people you went over to, they would, either feed you or, do something for you in exchange. But I don't think we ever charged. Unless you. My screen went blank again. My YouTube screen went blank. There it goes. I don't know why it's doing that. I'm down to. We're down to 3. Well, I guess it's a good reason to call it a night, so I can get up in the morning. I got to do a couple of things. So I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. I will be back here Saturday at midnight, and I'm in no rush for Sunday, so I may hang out for a while for sure on Sunday. I don't know if she's streaming Friday. So you keep your eyes out. I know there's a lot going on. Al, yell at me anytime. Now that things are slowly calming down, you'll probably hear back from me. I was going to answer you back later, and then you showed up. I'm glad you did. Thank you. And I'm glad you sent that. Yeah, I've missed a couple of streams. I have to go back and watch his replays. A couple other people's too. But I will be here Saturday. I don't know if she'll stream Friday, so I'm just waiting to see what she does, because she was doing it every other week. But like I said, things are getting ready to change up. So have a good Thursday, and hopefully, if I don't see you Friday, I will hope to see you Saturday. If you haven't watched her premiere from tonight, go back and watch. It's not very long, and it's a good one. And let her know what you think about the two differences between this video and last Tuesday's. That's the guy who had that dog man encounter with me. Oh, okay. That's what I thought. I knew the name sounded familiar. Yeah, so I will watch that. I'll probably watch it later tonight when I'm laying in bed. I don't usually watch a lot in my bed. Now and then I'll scroll, but once I come in bed, but unless I'm reading a book. But there's some things I got to get caught up on, so I'll probably, when I finally settle down and try to chill, I'll probably just chill and look through everything and watch everything I need to watch. So I'll probably watch it then. But have a wonderful one. Like I said, if you haven't watched the earlier premiere about the Whacker fan, the Whackers, what a name. That's a weird case, and it's a lot like a bunch of other ones that's happened, but it really clicked with this one case I knew about. Anyways, go back and watch that and let her know what you think. Also, the Doobie. I always say it was Dubby. I'm drinking. I would drink the. I think it's called Glorious or Glory Green, and it was kind of citrusy, and it was really good. It had melon in it and stuff, but it was really good. I'm not a big, I drink coffee, so I don't drink a lot of these, what I call them power drinks, energy drinks. But this one was not bad at all. I just got to watch. I'd rather have real sugar, but I don't mind. I have to watch certain artificial sweeteners, but most of it's just like, it's kind of a waste to pay that kind of money for something for me, because it really, just like drinking coffee. But it was really good. I mean, if people really like their energy drinks, this is the route to go. It's not bad. And those jars you get last a while. I was really impressed. But anyways, and make sure if you can, donate, please do so. The links are all over the place. Watch our shorts. I'm going to put out some too. Again, I always do them in spurts. So check those out. And leave comments. Mine are not as good as hers. I just basically screw around with mine. I know she's going to post some of the ones I've done on TikTok. So this is kind of goofy. So have fun. Have a good Thursday. If I don't see you Friday, I will see you Saturday. Have a lovely night. Thank you all for hanging out with me. I appreciate it so much. And I'll see you on the flip side. And folks, really, have a safe and wonderful night and a safe